I have eggs and toast.
Cage 446 just subscribed for 22 months. So long.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Cage, thank you so much for the 22 months resubs. You're an absolute legend. Good morning, Watsy. How we all doing this morning? I will add the 50 star jumps in just a second. I'm just re-adding a load of mods down because obviously I lost them all. So I'm just adding all of the Giants mods. You know what would be nice is if you could select all from a selection. Right? You select it all and then you can just install them all at one go, and you can't do that. You can select them all when you start your game. You just can't do it. You just can't do it when starting up. So we're going to do that whilst I'm in this screen. But good morning, everybody. How was everybody's weekend? Only for today, Watsy. We've got early access to the Vredo pack, which comes out tomorrow. So I figured we'd check it out and see how bad it is. I'm not hopeful. Let's put it that way. I'm not hopeful. It's going to come down to the bonus. If the yield bonus takes it back to what it was, like if it goes above base game, so if instead of going to 100% yield, you get like 125% yield or whatever, then that means that it's basically bringing it back to the level that grass and silage was worth in 22, which means that intentionally or unintentionally what they'll have done is they would have nerfed the grass for 22 and then sold us back what grass was worth as the DLC in 25, which is a point of contention for me because it's what they did with the JCB. They had the JCB fast track in base game in 22 and sold it back to us as a DLC in 25, which has rubbed me the wrong way since the get-go. The JCB lineup in 25, sorry, has been woeful. Absolutely woeful, and they haven't really added to it in 25 at all, outside of mods, and it's a bit of a shame. So if this is going to be a trend, if this is going to be what they're doing, where they take stuff away and you know, give it back to us as paid DLC, then I'm not going to be about that life, because that's not right. That's not what they should be doing. So we're going to be on Paligny today. I've already downloaded and installed Paligny. It was one of my first maps I played on 25, and I really enjoyed it. I know it came from 22, but I know it's got a lot of grass work. I know it's got some animals in the like start farm and stuff, so we can make our own slurry. And since the Vredo is all about slurry and grassland care, because we really needed another grassland pack, I figured it would be a good map to go on to give it a good test to see how well everything works. I'm really not bothered or fussed about the boar. I think the boar is just another gimmick they've added in to try and make it seem like the pack is worthwhile, but the way that they've handled disasters thus far is also not great. They're very lackluster. And they break fields, which is something else I'm not keen on. And we've discussed at length, like, there's so much more that they could have done. There's so much more that they could have gone with to make disasters better. They could have utilized the community building that they've got, instead of just having a one-off event where you rebuild a monument, or, you know, the playground or whatever it is on like Riverbend and stuff. Instead of just doing that, they could have had it where the tornado hit the town and destroyed parts of the town, and then you have to get building materials and resources to the town to repair it and bring it back again. That would have been a much better use of disasters. And it just feels lazy. So I'm not bothered about boars. I think boars are pointless. I think they're stupid. It'll be interesting to see price-wise what they are. I haven't looked at the what's it called? I haven't looked at the fact sheets for this coming out or anything, because most of us haven't really been that bothered by it. So we'll have a look today and we'll see what the price is like compared to base game equipment, see if it's going to be worthwhile or not. And then we'll use it and we'll see if it's any good. We'll see if we get any of those extra yield bonuses from it and stuff. And whether it's going to be a ball ache to use, whether it's going to be easier to use, stuff like that. So that's what we're doing today. But first, I'm just adding anything and everything that's been added by Giants. I've got a few mods that I've added for gameplay improvements. But for the most part, we're not going to be playing with like the Lizard Colossus. We're not going to be playing with anything that like breaks the game too badly. We're going to have the enhanced loan system on. We're going to have, you know, things like power tools and stuff so I can take screenshots and get out of trouble if I need to. We're not going to be playing with precision farming because I really can't be arsed. I just want to check out the pack and see if it's any good. So yeah, we've got a few bits and pieces, but for the most part, it's just going to be Giants-based stuff. Have you pre-ordered? Are you, or are you interested in getting the Vredo pack, guys? Like, you'll have to let me know. Right, they are all downloaded and installed. Hallelujah, that's everything that they say Giants is. We're going to select all, and then we're going to go through and deselect the ones that we don't want. Which I believe we don't want the VGA complex. Don't need digital display. Don't want them. Don't want that. Don't care about the large shed. Don't care about lime contracts. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Don't need that. Don't want 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 that. New buildings. Don't need real speed limit. We don't need production control. But one of the other ones I added was production level up. Upgrade your factory, because that looks quite useful. So we can improve how much we're doing. Auto load bales and stuff. Vehicle workshop is nice, but it's not going to fit on the thing, and we don't need the Volvo tipper either. Do you know what? That is the sentiment. That is the sentiment of so many people. Like, the year 2 season pass just isn't lighting everybody's fire, and the problem is that Giants are horrendous, and I mean horrendous, at PR. They are so secretive, and they think that they are creating hype and making people want it, and people are just like, we're not going to spend money if we don't know what it is, so just tell us. Like, you already know what it is. You know what it is that you're selling us. You know what the packs are going to be. Give us more information much earlier so we can make a decision whether we're going to buy it. Because all this secrecy does is just piss people off. Like, they're not going to fork over money. Good money in some cases, like it was 30 quid for the last expansion pack, if they don't know what they're getting from it. So they need to work on their marketing. They need to go and give their head a wobble when it comes to their marketing, because people aren't going to buy it else. And then they need to make the packs better. Morning Sheep, how you doing? Like, that's the thing they need to do, is they need to make the packs actually better and worthwhile. We're getting... So we've got a decent amount of equipment with this one compared to like 22 and stuff. But I get the feeling that it's just not something most of you want. Like, they would have been better off, and it follows the trend of what they're doing, right? But they'd have been better off if they had gone for like a new root veggie pack, right? Where you get a new root veggie harvester, a new potato harvester, a new green bean harvester, a new pea harvester, to give us some choice. I don't I don't want to do green beans and stuff with the same harvester from now until the end of time, or just going with Lizard Colossus because it's easier. Do you know what I mean? Like, the things that players are actually wanting, they're just not doing. And I get the feeling that that's because with 25, they very much seem to have honed in and been obsessed with getting as many brands in the game as possible. Right? That feels like all they care about is they want as many brands as is humanly possible. Whether those brands provide something that we actually want or need or not is irrelevant. They just want to say that they have 30 gazillion brands in the game and nobody else is going to come close to having as many licensed brands in the game as possible. And I wonder if they're doing that to try and squash competition before competition begins. Because if they secure exclusive licensing and they're the only ones that can have all these brands, then what is another company going to be able to do about it, right? But I would rather play a game with less brands or even no brands if the game is actually better and has more for it. So we'll have to see if another company can come up and do something about it, you know? But for now, we'll have to wait and see. So today, what we're going to do, we're going to be on Paligny, we're going to do a lot of grass work, we're going to start with the starting farm and we'll do some mowing and stuff, and we'll get rid of a lot of the starting equipment and buy in Vredo specific stuff. And we'll just see if it's any good, see how it runs, see how it works, see if there's any bugs, which there probably will be. And you guys can see if it's going to be a pack that you want or not. We'll go through all of the equipment first before I buy anything. We'll have a look at what comes in the pack, and we'll see and try and compare it with other bits and see if it's worth it on paper. We'll do some star jumps in between as well. We're on 6,800 out of 9,070, so I'm catching up. We're on 55 out of 350 for the bunny outfit, so we're 5 subs away from a giveaway. And remember, if we hit that 350, then the bunny outfit comes in. I'm actually on more than that because Cage Like a Legend came in with a subscription this morning, so I need to add that to the list of them. So we're on 9,120 in total. So yeah, we've got a lot on today. Weekend was good. I hope you all had a good weekend as well. It was a busy one. So Friday, what did we do on Friday after stream? I think we had a chilled one on Friday, but I could be wrong. You know when you're that busy and you just sort of have no idea and it all blurs into one? I can't remember what we did on Friday. But Saturday was a good day. Chu went to her sister's. We spent all day doing some DIY and getting some bits and pieces up on the wall and stuff. So it's looking really nice in here now. We got one of Creever's pictures on the wall. And then she went to her sister's in the evening. And I was going to do some streaming on TikTok and get a video out, but then I got invited to the pub and we went bowling, so that was good. Bless them, the staff gave me discount, so I got my league bowling when I shouldn't have got my league bowling price, which was awesome. Came home, had some leftover carbonara from Friday, and then went to bed. And then yesterday we had a very chilled, relaxed sort of get stuff done day. And we ended up going out to a Toby carvery for a carvery in the afternoon, which was very yummy. And then we got some Krispy Kreme donuts on the way back, came home, and Chu did some more training for a new job, and I sat and played on my phone. And then we went to bed. So yeah, good weekend overall. Much needed relaxed chill time. On Wednesday this week, I will be ending earlier than early. We'll only be going till about 12:30 because we have to go and get the dog's nails clipped. And we booked it in for 1, so I'll be ending at about 1:30. We'll get changed and we'll go out and we'll get the dog's nails clipped and it'll be good. And then I think the games this week are, because that's another thing, is that normally when Giants release a DLC, there's like a dare drop on for it. and there's nothing upcoming for dare drops at all for farming. So tomorrow I'm not going to be streaming this. I'll probably be doing some more Timberborn because I really enjoy Timberborn. So we'll be doing some Timberborn tomorrow, and then probably Wednesday. Thursday we will be doing some more World of Warcraft, and Friday we will do some more trucking with you guys, so you can come trucking with us and we can get that in. So yeah, we've got a lot on. It's going to be another busy week. The month ends on Tuesday, so you got until Tuesday to get 295 subs if you want to see me in that bunny outfit. I have never felt so safe about the fact that I don't have to wear an outfit as I do right now, and I very much do not think that's going to change. So yeah, we're going to jump in, we're going to do some star jumps, and then we'll get into the game. So make sure you get your drops in, and then we will crack on, I think. Cool, let's get these star jumps done. We'll start the day having 6,900 star jumps, or 6,900. Let's get some noises in chat when I finish. If I change the camera so you can actually see what... Oh, okay. Alrighty then. Sweet. So, we'll add 100 to the list. Then we'll jump over to the main game. And we'll look for all the equipment and see whether it's any good or not. So the thing is, because Giants can't seem to get the whole borderless windowed thing sorted, where the game stays running in the background if you hold tab. Yeah, so every time I hold tab, it's just going to go down, which is fine. Right, let's have a look at the things. Did I set it up right? We did. So, Vredo pack, what we got? We got injectors. Metal slurry tankers or self-propelled slurry tankers used to inject slurry into the salt. So these are meant to basically increase your yield a bit more, aren't they? So as opposed to you spreading it, you inject it, I guess. And we have 5 different ones, ranging from 6 meters to 18. We're not going to need the 18 on this map. This map is tiny, but it's nice that we are getting some larger equipment. So, you know, we've got a nice range there. I don't know why these two are I don't know why they're separate machines. Like, they could have maybe, I don't know if you can, just made the configuration different and just had the size of it change as opposed to having its separate, actual separate machinery. Maybe it's to fluff out the DLC. Maybe they couldn't do that. I don't know. Same with these three as well. Like, why not just have one that you then change the size of? But that's me. We then got the Toric from the Evers. Interesting that they've got a different brand for the Vredo pack, but there you go. Slurry distributors can be attached to suitable slurry tankers. The cultivator prepares the field for the next sowing. So it's a cultivator that you can attach to your slurry tanker to basically make a 2-in-1. It's not too bad. Requires 180 horses. Just under 7 meters width. Working speed of 16 kilometers, which isn't too bad. 46 grand is quite expensive though. Then we've got the Vredo. We've got the overseeding tool. You can reseed empty areas in meadows. So you can plant on this. Don't quite know how the overseeding works, but we'll have to wait and see. I like that it's got like a roller on the back of it already as well. Oh, it's just 290 litres of seed though, so we'll probably be using that on the smaller one. Requires a little bit more power, does exactly the same thing. It's another overseeder. Holds 1,000 litres. And then that one's just bigger. So that one's only 2.8 meters. So that's tiny. But then you can get the bigger one. Weirdly, it still only holds 1,000 litres, but it doesn't look too bad, I guess. Then we've got this big bad boy. I do like the logo and the colouring. Nice and bright. 450 horses, variable CVT, 60 litres of fuel or 600 litres. 40 kilometers per hour top speed, holds 19,500 litres, which isn't a huge amount. And it has got the 3-point attacher on the back, so all of the stuff that we've already looked at can just be attached to the back of this, which is somewhat handy. I don't know how maneuverable it'll be. I don't know whether it's got all-wheel steering, but we'll generally find out when we go through all the equipment, because we'll probably be buying that for the purposes of this. Or we've got the bigger ones, so we've got the VT 5536 and the VT 7138. £549,000 for that bad boy. Starts at 20, just under 20, then 22, and then 32,000 litres. So this is probably going to be the most useful. But again, on a map like Pelligny, probably not. So it's going to be how efficient it is at utilising that slurry, because if it's not, then it's going to be kind of pointless. So it's just all slurry tankers. I don't know, it seems... I could have sworn we were getting other stuff. Unless I'm missing something. I could have sworn we were getting more than that. How many items are there? 1, 5, 10... 12. I could have sworn we were getting more than 12 pieces of equipment, were we not? Hang on a minute. Again, every time I alt tab because we're on meld, it goes. No, I guess that's it. I guess that's all you get. Okay, cool. How much is it? Let me have a look. 719. So it's a cheap pack. It's not like it's one of the cheapest they've done, which makes sense. Outside of like the Gold Edition, New Holland, and the JCB, the next one is the Macdon for a $5. So it's $7.19 or £7.19-ish. So it's not overly expensive. Interesting. Right, let me have a look at what we own. And we'll get rid of some of it. I don't need the car. We've got small tractors. We've got a little class and a John Deere. So we've got 155 and 116. So if we look at the Vredo pack and look at what we're using, we need a slurry tanker or self-propelled turret tanker for all of these, don't we? Except for the overseeder. Right, that just attaches to whatever. And we can utilize that. So we could get the DZ5 Agri-Twin. I don't... But we can we only use that on meadows then to overseed? Because obviously it only does like grass and stuff. Interesting. And then everything else just attaches to these. So, I mean, I guess we're going to need the normal equipment as well. Okay. Right. So we'll keep the tractors. I don't think we'll need two. I don't think we'll need the little John Deere. I think we can do it all with the class for now. So we'll sell that as well. We'll keep that because I'm fairly sure that's got it on it, but we'll see. Got a little Rudolph trailer, which is fine. I don't think we're going to need a massive one. We've got the cultivator and the power harrows. Now, if we end up using the cultivator from this, right? So we can cultivate and fertilize at the same time with the slurry. We're not going to need a cultivator, but at the same time, we're going to need slurry first, right? We do have a Vredo pack on offer. So we'll buy that immediately because that's half off. That's a good start. We'll get that. Beautiful. Yeah, so I mean we've got that one which is 150. Obviously we're running with the class which is got 155, so it is enough for what we're using. Interestingly, it's got that plow and we've only got a tractor for 155, so we might end up getting rid of the class and getting a bigger tractor. But for now we can keep it. Power harrow because we've got the horse seeder which never works, so we're going to sell that immediately. We'll get a new seeder. Probably one that can direct drill. We've got the fertilizer spreader, which is good. Now got a slurry tanker. We've got a little harvester, which is fine. We've got a little mower. Do I want a round baler or do I want a square? I kind of want a square baler, so we'll get rid of this. And we'll keep the baling transport, I guess. We can manual load, it's fine. So we want a new baler. It needs to be a little one. I don't think the fields are that big. Balers, square baler. Square balers are expensive and they also require a lot of horsepower. So yeah, I think we're going to be... What are you, Bob? So we want a new tractor. Maybe go for a medium. I want one with a thing. Do we go for a Puma? It's expensive. But I kind of want to go for a Puma. I like the little case. And we want a front loader attacher on it as well. Go for the quickie. Wait, is it a quickie that we've already got? That won't fit on it. Will it fit on us? We can try. We'll get the quickie with it, and we'll try. What's Henry's problem? He wants tensions. That's all he wanted. I looked at him and he went straight on his back to roll over to get fusses. So I put him on the poof. And now I'm having to fuss both of them instead of doing more work. Better? But he only does it when you're in bed. When you're at work or when you're out, he doesn't get like this. He just lies down and goes to sleep. Okay. Can Daddy do his work now? So. I'm going to have the panorama window because why not? Want the front loader attacher. We'll go quickie. We'll keep the winds the same colour. We're up to the... Yep. So we'll buy that. So we've got a tractor for all of it. No one's allowed land in this house. Apparently not, no. We'll buy the other seeder as well. And then we'll figure out how it works. Do you want the pack roller or the flat roller? Go the pack roller, why not? And then we want... Did we buy that yet? No. And then the only other thing we need is an actual seeder. Because I don't know how that thing works. So we'll look for an actual seeder. I mean, we're never going to use the direct drill. So I guess we just go for this thing. We're on Paligny, Grumpy. How are you doing? Yeah, animals. Okay, so we got that. We got a seeder. 2 tractors. We got the front loader tools. We got the trailer. Probably end up getting a bigger one. Got a cultivator. We got a plow. We got a seeder. Got a fertilizer spreader. We got a slurry. We got all that. Right. Next, then we want to go for animals. I'm all right, man. I'm not too bad. Go for 102. Gonna be all my money. What else do we have? No pins, no pens, no pens. Pins 30. Sure. Right then. So, what fields do we have? What fields do we need? I want grass ones. Do we not own any? We do own. We've got field 90. So it's ready to harvest. Okay, cool. So I guess we do that with the cows first. Productivity. They've got meadow, so they are going to be producing and stuff, which is good. They've got no straw. But we can get straw from other stuff that we can harvest. What I do need to do is need to go through these settings because I want 4 days per month. We want crop destruction off, periodic ploughing on, fieldstone on, weeds on, disaster disable because I don't want boars because boars are stupid. Dirt normal, AL workers, enhanced loan system, better contracts. We want 10 contracts at a time, field work complete 95, unactive contracts, stay on new contracts on list, complete contract field, debug mode, activated field purchase discount, yes please. We'll go down to 3 and to the maximum, which I think is 2020. And then we will save. Beautiful. We want to go down to 1 times speed for the first day. Right then. I need my mower, don't I, really? Or actually, do we... When it says put it in space for fields, for like meadows, if I connect this, can I fold it? I can. Because it's overseeding, and I obviously have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, does that mean that I just go to my meadow and... just plant over it. 92 is a grass field. We can have a look. We'll test it. Just because I have absolutely no idea what the hell overseed even does. So we'll have a look. And we'll test. And we'll either break the field or it won't let us, or whatever. Do you know what it's not going to do? It's not going to do it if I've got no fucking seed in it. Dozy, man. Don't mind me. I'm going to go back to the shop. Yes, please, Cage, sorry. Yeah, do drops. Good to see that they still haven't really done anything about the AI traffic. We'll buy a pallet of seeds because I think it only holds 1,000 litres anyway. I just want to see if we can basically use it to plant on an already grown field. Morning, White. How you doing? Good morning, Debs. How you doing? We're on Paligny, Gibber. We're on Paligny. All one word, Cage. All one word. How are you, Debs? I hope you're well. Good morning, good morning. Can we get a shout out for Debstar, please? Another very good friend of the channel. I could probably do with a front weight on this. It would appear that it's quite heavy and I'm bouncing around a lot, but never mind. Guys, go and check out Debstar when she's next live, see what she's up to. Most welcome. How was your weekend, Debs? What'd you get up to? You were last playing some farming yourself? Did I set this up right? So again, if you can, some good news. I have an next vascular specialist appointment in May. We're hoping this is the one that we'll get the surgery date for. Nice. Congratulations, Debs. Because it says overseeding, I don't know whether it's going to work to the point where I can switch it on and we can sort of plant. Right, overseeding's on. It's very quiet. Lower it down. Right. So don't do it on a field that's ready to go. Whatever you do, don't do it on a field that's ready to go. Because it will get rid of it. So we'll harvest it first. Important lessons to learn. So we'll park up here. I will probably buy a front weight for this as well. And we'll go and grab the mower. Front weight. Good one. Bit of balance. That's it, guys. Get those drops in. How was your weekend, White? What'd you get up to? Were you killing more Vivas? We'll be back on Timber 1 tomorrow, I think. Because I do like that game quite a bit. Down we go. Henry. Herbie. No, don't do more. Stop. Have we finished? Hey Tree, how you doing, my love? Welcome in. More people are collecting the thing, which is why I keep looking at the door whenever they bark, because I'm expecting them, but Raw Mail normally don't get here until about 11. But Tree, how are you this morning? Hope you're well. Guys, can we get a shout out for Treacle, please? Very good friend of the stream as well. Does a lot of really cozy type games and city builder type games. Plays a lot of RimWorld and stuff. Boys! It's next door, that's why they're barking. Lord's little one birthday, so he had a barbecue, Sunday housework, have been neglected. Beavers have been neglected. I mean, no more than when you're actually on the game though, right? Where's me mower? But yes, guys, go and check out Tree. See what she's up to when she's next live. She's got a very, very busy week on this week. I believe she's got front page on Friday.
Been just redeemed parachute drop.
Very exciting times. Right. Let's go and get this field mowed and then we can see how this overseeding works. So anxious, I feel sick already. Don't be anxious. Just treat it as another stream, just with more people. I love how everybody's now redeeming parachute drop, even though it does absolutely fuck all.
Underscore from underscore Twitch just redeemed parachute drop.
Your beavers are currently well looked after, are they? Is that right?
Been just redeemed parachute drop.
Okay, so I've already ruined some crop, but only a little bit. That's why we test. I don't know why. I thought the Vredo would have more, more like mowers and stuff, but it's just slurry tankers, which is fine. But we got a slurry tanker update with. Was it the Plains and Prairies? When did I? Because I know that we've got. Where are my slurry tankers? There they are. Yeah, Plains and Prairies gave us the GEA, which to this day are some of the. That was the postman. Yeah, so we got more slurry stuff with the Plains and Prairies pack. So, and then we got the stuff from the Class Chirion mod pack and the other mods that they brought with us. So we've got loads of slurry stuff, and then they've given us another DLC which is just more slurry. I don't know, just seems a little much when there's other things that they could have given us for a pack. What do you reckon? What are your thoughts on the pack so far, guys, from what you've seen? I guess it'll come down to the overseeding, and if it gives us a genuinely greater yield of grass. But then I think I'll be more annoyed if it did, because it does mean that they nerfed it and now they're selling us the extra back. It depends. It's going to depend, because if it's a case of you overseed and then as a result you just get more, as opposed to actually increasing the yield, if that makes sense, like, I don't know, it just... I just can't help but feel like there's different packs they could have gone with that would have made more sense, you know? I'm gonna need to windrow this. We'll buy a windrow. We'll get the windrowing done. Like, we will be making, sorry, I know what's wrong with this. It's not level and it's in the wrong place. Yeah, we'll be making slurry because the cows that we bought have got food because they've got the meadow. And we'll probably end up just making silage for this. Because didn't they? In one of the updates, they fixed it where grass wasn't counting towards producing milk, right? They fixed that. Worsening over time. I didn't know grass did worsen over time. Like, the only condition over time that worsens that I know about is the lime, right? In the game, they've made it so lime doesn't stay at 100%. It gradually worsens until you re-lime it again. So is this, you do it instead of liming? Because I can't say I've noticed, like, grass worsening over time. I can't say I've made that distinction. It now becomes patchy. Right. So they've caused a problem in an update and then fixed it with the DLC, which is arguably worse than what I thought. Morning, Mr. Yellow. Like, I thought just, you know, bringing the yield back to what it was in 25 was bad, but if they've released an update that breaks the game and the only way you can fix it is to have the Vredo pack until modders come in, that is fucking awful. Hey Bean, how you doing? Welcome in. Guys, we've got so many really good streamers in today. Can we get a shout out for Bean Down Under, please? Go and check him out when he's next live. He does a lot more farming content than I do these days, that's for sure. That is scummy, is what that is. That is actually horrendous. I thought they were being a little bit scummy. I didn't realise they'd gone full, we're going to try and bleed you. There you go, guys. Go and check out Bean. Bean, if you genuinely don't want to shout out, please do let me know and I won't do it again. But otherwise, take my love. Go and check him out, Bean, guys. Bean's awesome. Good times over there. You dropped your partnership over the scumminess. I mean, I'm not really gaining anything from the partnership, so there's no point in dropping it. For me, like, I'll play this today, I'll see what the equipment's like. $7 isn't a terrible price, but at the same time, like, for them to do an update that breaks the game for everybody and then offer the solution in the form of a DLC is possibly the worst thing I think I've ever seen them do. That's something that EA would do, or Blizzard, not Giants. That's wild. Well, I was looking back at the farming specific YouTube channel and I haven't made a video on farming specifically in like 4 months, 3 months, so last year. Sorry, every time I tab out the game, it stopped capturing it. I'm actually shocked. I'm genuinely dumbfounded. I'm not going to be recommending the pack. That's for sure. Unless they add something in soon for base game to make it so that base game players can get the overseeding mechanic as well. Because it should not be left down to mods. That is horseshit. I believe that the worst thing they did was go into publishing, because I think that them doing PMR has caused them to lose so much money that they are now partaking in bullshit practices to try and recoup the loss that they made last year. Nope, not this morning, baby. Doggos are getting told off. Okay. Mm. White says hi. White says hi. She said hi back. Should we get a poll in chat, guys? If we got a mod about. Are you interested in the Vredo, or is it a case of you're less interested after learning the fact that they've added a mechanic in that reduces your yield over time, and the only way you can repair that is with the Vredo pack currently? So are you interested in the Vredo pack right now, or are you less interested? I am interested to see how chat lands on this. Thank you, Cage. Because I took them with me on Saturday, and then I left them in my coat last night, and so I put them on the freezer to put away today. Wasn't interested anyway. Wasn't even interested in it beforehand. I don't do slurry. The biggest problem I've always had with slurry is how quickly you go through it, Bean. So, it's a very inefficient way of fertilizing your crops. Realistically, you need so much of it to cover a very small area. I would be interested to see these injectors to see if that increases the efficiency of it. And hey, Kai, I hope you had a good weekend, my love. But generally, if I'm gonna do anything with slurry, I'll use it to power a BGA, because that is a really good use of slurry. And help pack more interesting. Need a lot. Yeah, if you're going to use it for fertilizing the cows, Richard, you're exactly right. You would need a lot. But if you're using it to power a BGA, you don't need that much. Head mods. We need a head mod. Most of the mods are not able to. And realistically, I still can't help but feel like the slurry tankers they gave us in the Plains and Prairies pack, the GEA, are just simply better anyway. Right, I'm going to dump all this here for now. I will take it back to where it needs to go properly later, but we need a windrow, because of course we do. I'm going to go and buy a windrow, and then we'll get this sorted. I would assume so. They have with everything else. We can check. I picked one up in the thingy store. We can go and have a look. HR saves today, indeed, don't they just? Fucking AI, man. Can you not see I'm here and turning? Get out of the way. Let's have a look. Do they not? Interesting. And they've modelled a fair bit. Easiest way to check is if you're on PC, have a look in the Get Oberthal or get the Vehicle Workshop from the Oberthal download, because that has a runway underneath it, so you can go down. And you can have a look, but it looks somewhat in there, maybe. But yeah, unless you can get underneath, you can't really see. You did 2 picks. Yeah, I'd be very shocked if no info is reduced info interest, and no, not interested prior. So nobody was interested in this pack anyway. Hey, Hatham, how you doing, man? Happy Monday. There's no interest in this at all. I need a little one, don't we? You never done the slurry thing either? If it came with pumps and hoses, it would have been better. The issue is, Richard, they're giving us DLC that nobody asked for, and they're doing it to try and cause a cash grab. They're doing it in a way that is, they're trying to force players' hands. They're trying to force players to buy it so that they get what they were getting before. Like, they're taking features away, they're taking yield away to try and force players to buy it to get that yield back. Because if you've never done slurry, you're not going to be interested, but the overseeder, which is the thing that's going to keep those patches back, is going to be the thing that they're hoping people are going to buy it for. It's the exact same thing that happened with Highlands, in that they gave us JCB behind the paywall because they thought people were going to buy the Highlands fishing for the JCB. And you can tell that from the way that the rest of the expansion is kind of meh. You're waving royally. Thank you, Adam. Thank you for gracing us with your presence today. How was your weekend, dude? Everybody's sat talking about FS28. If Giants carry on the way they're doing, there isn't going to be an FS28. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of contention about this because some people really like the Amazon. I really like the Brendel. I think the Brendel is a better value proposition than the Amazon. I think the Brendel K105 is the best value fertilizer and lime spreader in the game, bar none. Price per pound, it is fantastic. Good, hang out with the family, and more importantly, family dogs, because I need that oxytocin. I'm starting my 3rd week of daily 5,000 step morning walks and healthy breakfast. Nice, man. Yesterday, I cheated by making mom one hell of a taco dinner, made salsa, pico di gallo. I'm going to non-agree like I know what that is. I put on a little bit of weight. I'm at 90.1, I think it was this morning. No, 89 point. I put it in Discord. I'm 89 point something, I think. So I put on like 0.7 of a kilo. Proper farmer would do this properly by lifting the windrow so it doesn't muck it up, but I'm not a proper farmer, so you'll live with it like this. You will live with it like this. It will be fine. Here's a salad of tomatoes. You take out the juice and chop it up. Red onion, lime, and fresh coriander. Sounds quite nice, though. I will give you that, Adam. It does sound quite appetizing. We ate really good last week. We ate so good last week. We had sushi. We had carbonara. We had carvery yesterday. It was a good week for food. Who's your source on that, Richard? And why would they stop them having swappable tanks? I didn't even know you could get swappable tanks. So why would Vredo stop them from doing that? That seems a bit silly. Need to have a nice coffee, baby? Yum, yum, yum. It's fresh and it contrasts with the salsa that is also tomato but with juices, heaps of garlic and chili. I'm never going to say no to heaps of garlic and chili in anything. I'm sorry, the doggos woke you up. Okay. That's the real reason why you don't mind helping Laura on a weekend, isn't it? You get a proper lay-in. That's the real reason why you don't mind helping Laura out on a weekend with the thingy we got to with the photo booth. You get a lay-in. You get to stay over and get a lay-in. Going to the source, says on the live stream Thursday, it's what Vredo wanted, they called the shots. Companies and corporations, man, they make the weirdest choices. I mean, I'm not really too bothered about not having the interchangeable tanks anyway, to be honest. I don't really care. Like, the thing that I care about with this pack is the way that they've done the base game stuff. Right? Oh, that'd be why then. If they're different spreaders and if they're different companies that make the interchangeable stuff, even though it's under the Vredo name, then that's probably why. Like, they've only got the Evers in. So I guess that's why then. If it's other companies that make the additions for them, they probably just didn't want them in, or the other companies probably didn't give the go-ahead. Yeah, exactly. So that'll be why then. Either Vredo don't have the legal say-so to give Giants the right, or the other companies didn't want to be in the game. So that makes more sense. Now that it's different companies that make it, if it was all the same company, then yeah, it'd be a bit silly. But if it's different companies that make the stuff, then it makes perfect sense as to why they wouldn't want that. Like I say, guys, I will be taking all this back to the farm and parking it up somewhat properly. For now, I just want to see. So with the way it works now, is there any point in overseeding it after I've just harvested? Like, is that how you stop the patches, or do you have to wait for the patches to come before you start doing it? Do we know? Or is that what we're finding out? I love this song. Did I buy a square baler? After all that, I did not buy a square baler. I'm smart. I don't see the point in spending more money when I don't need to. Right, where's me size? Saving his Uncle Scrooge. Yeah. Well, so IRL had them. There are different advantages to having different balers, right? But realistically, the only one that is actually worth spending more money on in the game is the Crone, because it comes with a silage additive tank, so you can increase your yield with it. But the rest don't. Like IRL, there's different reasons why you'd buy maybe the class over the Fent or whatever, right? Outside just brand, there'd be more. You know, that they'd have a greater run through rate. They'd be less likely to jam. They've got like better trains, better whatever, right? So you get what you pay for. If you bought the Coon over the Fent, you'd have different things and different reasons. In the game, absolutely zero reason. This uses less horsepower. It does the same size bales. It runs at the same speed. it's 164 grand opposed to 171, 175 or 200, right? So realistically, unless you're going to be making silage and you want that silage additive to increase the yield of it, you might as well just go with the coon, because there's no reason realistically outside of brand loyalty to spend more money on these three. Again, the Crone gives you the silage additive, but out of these four, you might as well just buy the coon. There's no real reason to buy these ones at all. This only uses 195 horses, so yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I'm not spending money when I don't need to, because I don't see the point in buying the others brand new. If they're in the sale, sure, but brand new, that there's no, like, this is why it's wild to me that they've done this with the grass and reduced like the yield over time or whatever, because there's so many different things that they could do in the game, change the mechanics of how they work to make them more realistic, that would make more sense. The first thing that comes to mind is cultivators. They've got shallow and deep cultivators in the game, right? And IRL, there is a huge difference between shallow and deep cultivating, and it increases the yield. You know, a deep cultivator is almost like a subsoiler in that it does a better and more thorough job. In the game, the only difference between the shallow and the deep cultivator is the price, because they do exactly the same thing. There is no difference between them. You can get a mod which actually makes it so you can make it be deep or shallow, but it doesn't. It's weird. It's really strange that the hill they've chosen to die on is by making grass less and less profitable unless you buy a DLC, when they could have gone through and made cultivators actually behave more like cultivators and made you have a reason to buy a deep cultivator over a shallow one and actually spend that extra money. So that is not what I wanted to press. That is, no. What have I windrowed to? Right, let's do that again. Better. For some reason, I apparently have seemed to gain some force feedback. It's only slight, but the wheel, every now and again, recenters itself when I don't want it to, and causes my GPS to switch off, look. I don't know if that came with the update. I might have to exit out and look in the settings, maybe. Yeah, I make sense. The decisions that the devs are making just absolutely not make sense. It's just... the thing that irks me, Adam, is the putting it behind a paywall. That's what's hacked me off. It's the way they've put a mechanic behind a paywall. No, it's worse than that, Adam. I don't know how much you've heard. I don't know when you came in. But basically what they've done is, with the latest update that came out before this DLC released, they've made it so that grass... I came in... Right, okay. I can't remember when that was, asshole. Yeah, so basically, what I thought they'd done is they'd made it so that this gave extra yield to make up for the lack of yield that they took away when they nerfed grass for the release of 25, which would have been scummy in itself, and we all agree that that wouldn't have been great. However, what they've actually done, right? Yeah, but they've not done that. They've not done that. What they've actually done is they have introduced a mechanic where grass deteriorates over time. So the grass will become patchy in areas. Hey Nate, how you doing? Right? And so you lose yield over time, and that happens to everybody in base game. Right? Which is, you know, a little bit realistic, if you like. That's a little bit more how it would probably happen in real life. The problem is that the only way you can maintain that yield and get that yield back to stop the grass from going patchy, outside of planting it again and again and again, the only way you can do it is to buy the Vredo DLC, which comes with the overseeders, which allow you to go over the grass and replant the seed where the meadow has gone patchy to regain your yield. Greenmaster's realism. It's not even mass though, is it? Like, if with the content update they added an overseeder from a different brand that they already had in the game or whatever that base players could use, fine. It's a little bit shitty, but fine. No issues with that, because then everybody gets access to something that they've added to the base game. Exactly. Like, again, you can fix it, but you have to plow up and, you know, redo the entire field from scratch. Morning, Widowmaker. Whereas with the DLC, you can just go over the field with the overseeder and plant the bits that are missing. Like, the machines seem fine, Widowmaker. Like, the DLC is fine. It's silage, and a lot of people don't use silage for fertilization because it's not worthwhile enough, right? Like, you need too much silage to be able to make use of it. There is one piece of equipment in this DLC that may possibly change that, and that is this thing here. Where are we? This thing. Right? These injectors. These may make it sort of worthwhile because you're injecting instead of spreading, so in theory you use less, which means that you can cover more ground and actually make slurry viable. But the real problem we've got with it, and Chew's probably going to get really not happy with me having to repeat this when new people come in, but the main issue is the scummy nature of the fact they've changed the base game and then added a DLC to fix what they've broken in the game on purpose, and that's what I have a problem with. I don't like it. Everything else is new equipment, it's a new brand. But yeah. Yeah, the pneumatic star is. Yeah. I think they've only got the big one. I think they, or did they add the other one with the thing? Let me have a look. I can't remember. Yeah, you've only got the little, you've only got the big one though. You've only got the Pneumatic Star Pro 1200. You don't have the small one. For some reason, they took the small one out. It's going massively downhill. This is the first time I played it since my birthday, Widowmaker. I'm only playing it because we've got early access to the pack, so we can have a look and see what it's like. But I can't recommend it. I can't. Like, it's there. People can use my code if they really want to, but I'm not going to be pushing it at all because you can't. Like, right, let's see what happens when we go over this with the Overseer then. Because obviously the thing is, I don't know whether it'll do anything because it doesn't need to. There's nothing enticing you to. That's the problem with a maker. There's no real reward for playing anymore. Everything they've done though so far, every update they've done, every new mechanic they've added has been very gimmicky, and as a result, there's not enough thought into it. There's not enough behind it. Like I also said this morning with the disasters. Disasters are incredibly gimmicky, and they don't work. They break fields for, you know, doing like weeding contracts and stuff. And all you get is negatives. There's no positive, right? There's no positive to having disasters turned on because you've got no way to avoid them. You've got no way to guard against them. And it's a tornado that's very lackluster. So if they'd have given us flooding and made it map specific, right? On the base game maps at least, so modders could do whatever they want, right? But if they made the disasters map specific, so on Riverbend Springs, you have heavy rain one year, and then the disaster is that the river floods. And so they could have added things in for flood defense, which would have been really cool. You buy a field down by the river, you risk it being flooded, so you have to put in some flood defenses to stop that from happening and keep everything good. And you can, you know, maybe go into dams and stuff. On Houghton Pantai, it's an Asian country, so you could have drought, and therefore there is a river going through Houghton Pantai, I think, as well. So you could add irrigation, right, and irrigate your fields and protect against drought. You could, with what was the other one they did? My favorite. What was it? Shit. The one that was the last DLC of 22, whatever that was. With that one, they could have added like frost and stuff and cold and hail in the right season. And then you have to protect your crops against that by putting in protection for hail, or, you know, again, more irrigation to keep them warm, more greenhouses, stuff like that. Like, there's so much that they could have done with the disasters, and instead what we've got are very lackluster, half-completed disaster scenarios that break the fields, and now we've got wild boar. Yay! The game has the potential to be... Zalonka, thank you, sheep. The game's got the potential to be really, really good, and it's just half-assed gimmicks and cash grabs, and that's a problem. Thor, I know you love the game. I have nothing against anybody enjoying the game. If you love it, you go crazy, you do what you need to do. But unfortunately, the biggest problem we've got is that you are in the minority at the minute. And that's the big problem. Okay, it's doing something. It's put down 1 litre of seed so far. There's a lot that should be base game. Widowmaker. I don't know why they've put wild boar in the I don't know why they put wild boar in the DLC. Turbo disaster. Yeah, but the problem is, Adam, they've not put anything in to defend against it. You've just got a negative again. You've just got these boar that are going to come and destroy your crops. And again, thought there's a lot about 25 that is better than 22. There is. The GPS alone is like incredible. There are more crops, which is good. But there are other things that are definitely a lot worse. The amount of money you make from grass is woeful compared to what it was in 22. But they had to do that because that's all that people did. And now they've made it worse again and then put it behind the DLC. So, I don't know. It was 100%. Like I understand why they have nerfed grass the way they have. I don't necessarily have a problem with that. And thankfully the Vredo pack doesn't bring the yield to make grass OP again. That's not what they've done, which is good. That was one of my fears with this DLC. They've not done that. What they've done is something much worse. What they've done is something much, much worse. But what we're going to do is we're going to fertilize this like normal because I don't think we've got any slurry. I should have maybe gone and picked up all of my bales first before doing this. Okay, no worries. Which is fair. Like, I'm not a huge grass fan either, dude. Like, I don't mind it when it's worthwhile, i.e. worthwhile but fair. So using it for feeding cattle or, you know, whatever. Using it for the BGA for silage and stuff as opposed to just doing it and selling it. Like, the amount of people that I spoke to on TikTok when I was streaming on there that would use... That would just literally buy a map and then just do grass the entire time and make loads of money and think they're having the best time. Play how you want, but that's dull. So I understand why they've nerfed it 100%. Right, we're going to do the headlands and then I'm going to disconnect it. And we will go and collect the thing. I'm probably going to buy the trailer for him, the square bale trailer, because I'm lazy. But we will wrap them first. I like the idea of the overseeding. I do. I just don't like the fact they put it behind the DLC and made it base game as a mechanic. Right, let me raise that up. I'm not going to disconnect it. We've got the class, so I'm going to go and switch into the class and buy a wrapper. Then we can make some silage. Ron Paligny, dude. I like this map, and we went with this because it's a lot of grass work, so we can test it properly. So. Yeah, that's where we were. I think we're only on the 20th. Right. So I guess that'll be fine. It is. It is a really nice map. It's one of the first ones that I played on 25. And I was like, I need a map that does grass. That one will do. So I downloaded it and here we are. Me going completely the wrong way. This is fine. What map are you playing on? Or what map are you putting the hours in? I didn't know it existed in 22, to be fair. I didn't know. I found out after the fact, after I'd started playing it, that it was on 22. And Carpathian countryside. I've done it again. Went down to the field and completely forgot to actually pick up the equipment, so I'm doing well today. It's been a while. I still couldn't find the lease to buy mod, and the financing mod's still not there, so we're going to just have to use loans, because we've got the realistic loan mod on, so just have to do that if we need to buy anything else. Which we will. Just realised Stu's gone upstairs, so I don't need to have that on me one ear anymore. Honestly, I am glad that there are people that do still enjoy playing the game and do like the DLC and stuff. I just wish I was one of them. Automatic unload is that one, I think. Yeah, it was. Look at me remembering. Town signs, it was an IRL thing. They turned the town name signs upside down, and that was a symbol of farmers protesting against the French government. Mate, the French are dope. The French know how to protest when they want something changing, and I love it. It's great. Yeah, no, like when modders, you know, go ahead and do that sort of thing. Hey, boss, how you doing? Welcome in, man. How are you? Hope you're well, man. Checking bombs in Discord. All right, okay. How's that going? Very meh. Not a fan of the way Giants have handled the DLC, if I'm honest. But yeah, the pack seems okay. Like, I like the idea of the overseed mechanic. I don't know. Oh, Marcel. Yeah. No, I don't like the sales tactic with this one. As Bean was telling me, I'm not a fan. So the way overseeding works is once you've harvested it, like we've done a little bit here already, right? It's just I forgot to collect all the things. So you go over the field and it will replant seed, like the deteriorating grass, which gets rid of the patches that you can gain over time, and maintains your yield at a high level. And the only way you can do it is with buying the DLC. If you are on base game, you will need to replow and replant your field to get it back to 100% yield. Because they've added the mechanic as base game, but the solution to it is thingy only. Right, what we're looking for? We're looking for transport. Not that one. That one, 90 grand. Yes. So in base game, with the latest update, what happens is that your grass deteriorates over time, and it will become patchy, so you get fewer and fewer yield each year, to the point where you then have to replow, reseed, refertilize, do it all again to get back to 100% yield. With the DLC, you buy the overseeder, and then once you've harvested your grass, you just go over it and plant extra seed to keep it topped up. So it removes a lot of the process. And the only way you can do the overseeding until mods start coming out, if mods start coming out, is to buy the DLC. So they've made the game worse and harder to sell a DLC to fix a problem that they themselves have created. Morning, David. We're good, man. We're good. Right, I need loans. It never used to be, but at the minute it kind of is. Take loan. We will take a 50,000. Period. 2 year. Other than that, I'm quite interested to see how the injectors work for the slurry, because they might make slurry a bit more worthwhile for actually using it to fertilize your plants. So we're going to be testing that once we've got some slurry, but yeah. I'm not using precision farming, so I can't tell you on that one. I can neither confirm nor deny. The thing is, precision farming's been broken since they've released it. I don't know whether they've ever fixed it to a point where it's usable, and now they've done another update, they've broken it again. Which, as you said, like, that seems on par with Giants at the minute as well. Like, every update just breaks something to the point that it's unusable again. And it's just not good enough. We're on Paligny, David. We're on Paligny. Honestly, kind of tempted to uninstall it after today. Like, we'll get it sorted. Like I say, I do want to test out the injection, because I think the slurry injection, if done right, could be really cool. It was me, Herbie. If they make it so slurry doesn't require stupid amounts to fertilize one small field, then happy days. Money, Boz. That's why it's scummy. That's why we're not happy with it. Because it'll force players to, or try and force players to buy the DLC so that they can circumvent the mechanic that they've created. It's a cash grab, nothing more. I wouldn't have had a problem with it if they'd have put just one piece of equipment in that wasn't base game, that was an overseeder to combat it. But they haven't. That's not what they've done. Right, I'm going to drive this back to the farm. It's not even that. Like, I mean, that would be an option, but just give us one piece of equipment that allows you to overseed from a different brand that you've already got a license with, and then give us the Vredo DLC as an optional extra so we've got options for it. Literally all they need to do. and it's conspiracy theory from me, but I think that PMR caused all this, which is such a shame. If PMR had gone right, if the game hadn't have released early, if they didn't have all the issues that they had and all the refunds and stuff, I don't think that we would be in the position we're in right now. But I think that they are counting the pennies, they are pinching the pounds, they are trying to get as much money to recoup the losses they made on PMR as quickly as possible. And so I would be very surprised if for the next 2 DLCs we get from them, because we're only getting 3 this year, don't forget, I would be very surprised if the next 2 DLCs we get aren't exactly the same, where they either break something or they hold something that was free before, or do you know what I mean? Like, I'd be very surprised if that wasn't the case. Okay. Let's finish what we were doing. So this is the overseeding tool, and that's the other thing, is that it's not overly huge either. Like, the biggest overseeding tool you get is 5.7 meters. So that's something else to consider. If you want to do it on a big map, to overseed it's going to take fucking forever. I don't know whether Lizard, with the Colossus pack, whether they've made an overseeder yet or not. Natural metals now. I don't know. I'm interested, because if doing this negates the fact that you need to fertilize and stuff as well, because if you look at it, it looks darker. It looks like it's been fertilized. So when I get out, I want to have a look at the quality of the thing, and if it's back to 100% yielded. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't, because it's rolling it as well as you go, right? It's got a roller on it. So if it means that you don't need to fertilize your grass because you're rolling it at the same time, then again, that's cool, but it shouldn't be locked behind a paywall. Hello, Roblox. How you doing? When they nerf the grass, it's I appreciate the sentiment that it's good to see me back on the farm, David, but I don't know. I don't know if, when, but, or maybe that I'll be back on it again. But how are you, man? How was your weekend? And welcome back from the ads, guys. Remember, if you want some ad-free viewing so you can see all of my disdain for the next DLC, you can consider subscribing today. I am a full-time content creator and I couldn't do this without you. We're on 55 out of 350 subs for the month. If we manage to get to 350 subs by the end of next week, then I will be wearing that bunny outfit for the entire month of April. Mine was good. It was actually quite busy. We did quite a lot. We did quite a lot over the weekend. It was good. Got lots of bits and pieces done. What you got planned for the week, David? What are you working on? Anything good? Anything exciting? How does one nerf grass? Weird game. So, well, Vande, if you've never played farming, then I understand why you would think it's a weird game. But the way they nerf grass is they basically nerfed how much it paid out. So in 22, it paid out a lot. It was very overpowered. You could make a lot of money doing grass and silage without too much effort. And what it led to was that people were just buying farms and doing nothing but grass work. Like, they weren't playing anything else. They were just doing grass and making millions and millions and thinking they were amazing. So in 25, they reduced the amount of money you got for grass, silage, hay. They've since nerfed it further with the latest update and made it so now grass deteriorates over time. So you'll end up with patches. Well, no, there was still farming there. It's just what people did. I mean, grass work is a huge part of farming, especially with animals and stuff. So now what they've done is they've made it so grass deteriorates over time and the field will become patchy, which means you'll lose even more yield and therefore more money. The way that Farm Sim have combated this new aspect of quote-unquote realism is to make a DLC where you can overseed, which is what we've just done to the field, which basically goes around and it fills in the gaps of seed that you have missing. No, Widowmaker, the only way you get around it, to my understanding, is you have to replow the field and start from scratch to get the yield to 100%. So if you just go over it with a seeder, even if it's direct drill, you're not going to get the bonus from the thing. So what I'm going to look at now, because all I've done is go over it with the overseeder, because it looks like the seeder's got a roller in it as well, right? Seeder's got this roller, so I'm wondering if that works as fertilization and gives you it back to a thing. It says it needs lime and plowing because we've got periodic plowing on. But it doesn't give you a yield bonus here, which is weird. So it says it needs lime, it says it needs ploughing, but it says it's also been fertilized 100%. So the roller adds as a thing. But the only way you can get the overseeder is through the DLC. It is you, and that's the big problem that we've got with it with Andy. That's the big issue that I've got, is that they've introduced this new mechanic to base game and then added the DLC that you can pay for to bypass it. They've created a problem and then trying to force you to pay for it. Okay. I wouldn't say I'm pissed. I wouldn't say I'm, like, passionately upset by it. I'm not surprised by it anymore, which is a shame. I believe we've got a fertilizer spreader. But being put behind it, yeah, like if it was just a pure realism aspect, and this is what I said, Widow, if they added another overseeder to base game, right? They were like, we're adding this new mechanic, here's an overseeder, it's small, it might be a bit crappy, but you've got one, crack on, have a good time. Great. Love that. Give us a DLC to give us more options, we're probably going to buy it, it will expand on something you've already given us, fine. Well, Lizard Colossus did have an update, so I don't know whether they've already done it or when the update for Lizard Colossus was. But the problem with that is it shouldn't be down to the modders to do it, and it's whether Giants have allowed them access to the mechanic or not. Because if you remember, just like with Highlands, modders can't put the aqua farm down on any other map. The only map you can put the aqua farm down is on Kinlake. So if Giants haven't released the ability to make overseeders, and if you can't make it, then modders can't do it, and it'll be limited to the DLC. Which would be really shitty of Giants to do, but I also wouldn't put it past them. What is interesting is that I'm not getting a yield boost percentage stat, which is a bit odd. Let me have a look at this one. Yeah. So I don't get a yield bonus stat on my grass fields anymore. Well, there is a Giants mod. There is the Giants mod with the Brendel, which adds the big one, I think it is. Oh, no, wait, that's not Giants mod. Oh, okay, cool. Never mind. We've got another lime spreader with the DLC, though, don't we? I think. Is it DLC that added it? Yeah, we got the Fent, which adds a lime spreader to it. I think that can take lime. But again, not vanilla. And Highlands added a lime one as well. No, you're getting Plains and Prairies and Highlands mixed up. I think. Yeah, we've got a manure spreader. Oh, that one, yeah. Yeah, no, that one. The agri spread. So we got 3 lime spreaders in the game now. Does it not do lime without a mod? I thought it did. I could have swore I used it. Oh, no, it doesn't. No, you're right. Solid fert, liquid fert, and herbicide. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, no, I'm checking. It's fine. Yeah, no, you're right. It doesn't. So, yeah, we've got two lime spreaders in the game. Right, that's really interesting. So I don't get a yield bonus stat on my grass fields anymore. On different machines. Well, if they've taken away the field info, so you can't see how much yield you're getting, you just got to go by eye then. You either have to overseed every field to make sure you, like, every time you harvest your grass to make sure you're getting 100%, or you have to just wait until it gets patchy. Why not just have a yield stat there? Enjoy that, baby. What were you giggling for? Ah. Well. Okay. Yep, around we go. I have not tried the red tape mod, no. I've heard about it though. That adds a load of layers to productions and stuff, doesn't it? Taxes, grants. I think you told me about this last time. It sounds pretty interesting. I think it was you that told me about it. It might have been somebody else. Oh, that was you, Mr. Yellow. I do apologise. Yeah, Mr. Yellow told me about it. I knew somebody had told me about it. Which one's that one? They all look... Okay. Enjoy. Okay. Play my last 3 saves with it now. I like mods like that. I like mods that add that level of realism that the game should probably have already. But I know why they don't have that level of realism without mods, because they need to be accessible to, you know, everyone. Pause the animal progress on June due to a Lua error, but it corrects itself the next month. That's not too bad. Grants and incentives. Yeah, if it adds like missions essentially without like missions being a thing, then yeah. If you are able to get your environmental score to this or whatever, then you get a grant and incentive. That's pretty cool. extract the demos, crop incentives. It's pretty cool. It sounds pretty good. We've got the level up your productions, so we can make our productions able to produce more, which is kind of cool. I like that idea. I think that was in 22. There's a couple that do the same thing. Right. I'm not ploughing it because I've already overseeded. There is a mod that allows you to start in spring as well and like cultivates all fields and stuff. Like, I don't know if this is now a base game or not, but what's the point in telling me it needs ploughing if all you're going to tell me is that it's been fertilized to 100%? Because I've gone through and I've overseeded. Right? If you don't actually need to lime it to get a 100% yield, then why does the field still come up that it needs it? Do you know what I mean? Like, if the only information that the grass is going to give me is that I've got fertilized 100%, it's not going to give me yield info when it does on crops. What's the fucking point of telling me it needs liming and it needs ploughing? Why not just give me a yield bonus view as well? Hey, well, how you doing, man? Do you see what I mean? Like, it just seems a bit, again, half-arsed. Like, this DLC, the latest update, just seems to have broken grass and made it a headache that it doesn't need to be. One step forward, two steps back. I like the idea of grass deteriorating. I do. I think that's really cool. I think that is something that is awesome. I don't like the way they've handled it. Give me yield info so I know what I'm getting. Don't just tell me that it's been fertilized. That doesn't tell me anything. Right, I need the loot. I'm gonna nip to the loot. When we get back, we'll do some more star jumps, and then we'll do some more grass work with other fields, because we've got a load of fields that we've got to do. And then we'll do other harvesting and stuff, and we'll get the other crops done. So we've got field 90 that needs doing, and I think that's all it gives us. Yeah, so we'll go and mow and do everything with field 90. We'll take the silage bales down, and then we'll keep an eye on the cows, and hopefully they are making slurry. So we'll wait until we get enough slurry, and then we'll, I guess, fertilize the field that we crop and plow and stuff. So, don't go anywhere, leave faces. I will be right back. Sorry guys, I'm back. E are apparently crap and shit. Try again. Fucking thing. Right, now I'm going to BRB.
got me overthinking. Yeah, where we could be. Needed some clarity. I'm in too deep now. Can't help but picture fantasies. Just you and me, like it's meant to be. Can't you see, baby? You got me overthinking. When you come closer to my body, a delicate touch of instinct, moving slow but my heart's racing, yeah. Your fingers sliding down my chest. What do you want from me? Lately it's been nothing but a mystery. Curiosity has got me wondering if this'll be alright. I want you in my life for more than a night. You got me overthinking. Yeah, where we could be. Needed some clarity. I'm in too deep now. Can't help but picture fantasies. Just you and me, like it's meant to be. Can't you see, baby? You got me overthinking. Yeah, you got me overthinking. You got me overthinking. You got me overthinking. You got me overthinking. Yeah, you got me overthinking. You got me overthinking. You got me overthinking. Okay. Yeah. Logically, it don't make sense to me. I don't see what you see. For making me wait to call you my lady. Making me contemplate, trying to calculate what your side state. Tell me why hesitate. Why you keeping me at bay? Don't wanna be in the gray. Baby, I really love your curves, but I need my answers straight. What do you want from me? Lately it's been nothing but a mystery. Curiosity has got me wondering if this'll be alright. I want you in my life more than just a night. You got me overthinking. Yeah, where we could be. Needed some clarity.
Right, I'm back. Hey Tony, how you doing, man? Welcome in. Carry on with the levels. Let's go. How you doing, Tony? Yeah, so that's annoying. Apparently it's not just Wednesdays. Why would it be? Chu is currently on the phone trying to figure out what's going on with the E. See if it's the box. See if there's a weird connection, like interruption. See what's going on with it. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Thank you for telling me. I appreciate it. Hey Astronaut, how you doing? Right, they are going to be running checks. And we've got some stuff to do today. I'm just wondering whether it's worth it to end it early. And see if we can get it sorted. And then come back tomorrow. Because if they're going to run checks and it disconnects, it's just going to ruin stream entirely. So I think we'll run until the end of Words on Stream. And then we'll call it early today. And we'll come back tomorrow with some Timberborn. Not really much to show with the Vredo pack. It's crap. As you would probably expect. And we're back with Timberborn. Double crap. It's horrendous. Tony, I'm really not a fan. So let's see if we can get to the next level. We're not going to get to the next level. Sweet. Yeah. It's frustrating. crap with a cherry on top. It's so frustrating. I don't know what's going on the internet. So for the longest time, it was happening every Wednesday, and now it's apparently not happening every Wednesday. It's happening whenever it fucking feels like. And that was a full internet disconnect. Like, it disconnected from everything. Base game and PF just to accommodate PDLC. That's the scummy thing with it, Boz. That's the problem. So we're going to raid out. And we'll see what ye say, because if I'm upstairs I can maybe give them a bit more detailed information and stuff. And I will let you all know in the Discord what's going on. And then we will come back tomorrow with some Timberborn. As I'm probably going to uninstall Farm Sim anyway, because it's taking up far too much space on my hard drive that I don't feel like it's warranted, to be honest. Let's go and raid into Sim. I haven't raided into Sim for a long time, so we're going to raid into him. And yeah, I'm sorry it's been a really short stream, guys.